Here's your wrestling news for October 8th, 2022, and we're kicking off today with Smackdown as Roman Reigns and the Bloodline open the show confronting Logan Paul. Undaunted, Paul tried to cause a wedge in the group, asking if Reigns or Jey Uso is the real tribal chief, with the crowd acknowledging the latter. Sami Zayn tried to smooth things over, insisting the group will be stronger than ever after Extreme Rules, and Reigns later decreed that Zayn has the responsibility of managing Jey. It's an interesting move by the undisputed WWE Universal Champion and will likely fuel Jey to work harder than ever, especially given his own problems with the honorary Uso as of late. The writing is still on the wall for Zayn, who will eventually be kicked out of the group, but not before he serves his part motivating Jey and the rest of the faction. As for when Sami will be removed from the Bloodline, that's still difficult to call, but expect Zayn to only frustrate Jey Uso further on the road to Crown Jewel. Before Crown Jewel, though, WWE has their Extreme Rules event tonight, which will see Drew McIntyre face off against Karrion Kross in a strap match. After weeks of being attacked by Kross, McIntyre got some revenge, ambushing the former NXT champion, but the segment still ended with Drew getting the beating. McIntyre has been well and truly demolished on a weekly basis by Kross, which may be a spoiler of the result of tonight's show. As WWE booking goes, McIntyre's constant shortcomings to Kross means he'll win big tonight, and certainly needs to, following his loss at Clash at the Castle. With that said, Kross also needs the win as he is still relatively new on the blue brand, and Extreme Rules will mark his first premium live event match, and arguably the biggest match of his WWE career, both before and after being released. Simply put, this is a match where it seems nobody can really win, and that no matter the result, someone is going to be harmed in the long term. Ultimately, we expect McIntyre to pick up the victory tonight in what will no doubt be a hard-hitting match, but one that both men need to win, and neither man can afford to lose. Last year, WWE signed Gable Steveson as part of their Next in Line program, which has allowed him to continue his amateur career at the University of Minnesota. Steveson is yet to have a WWE match, though he did get physical at WrestleMania 38, but there's been an alarming update on his condition. As reported by ESPN, Steveson has undergone a heart procedure, as during a medical, it was discovered that he is dealing with Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome. This condition causes irregular heartbeats for periods of time, and while usually easily treatable, can cause serious complications and death in some cases. It was in 2007 that a WWE physical resulted in MVP being diagnosed with Wolff-Parkinson-White, and at the time, it was said that the former US champion got seriously close to losing his life. Thankfully, WWE was able to spot the syndrome in Steveson early, and ESPN's report adds that he is not only back training, but is now training full-time at the company's Performance Center in Orlando. WWE made a big deal about Steveson's signing last year, and while reports have indicated that he's not shown the level of improvement higher-ups expected, he hopefully won't have to worry at Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome again. At tonight's Extreme Rules event, SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan will defend against Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match, the third showdown between them at a premium live event. Despite WWE's best efforts to make Liv more of a threat, Rousey remains the favorite to win, but a recent WWE video may have spoiled the company's plans. During a video package promoting the December 2nd SmackDown from Brooklyn, Morgan, the Usos, and Drew McIntyre were all featured, and Morgan was presented as the SmackDown Women's Champion. Not only was Morgan still the champion, but the Usos were still the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions in the video, implying they'll retain against all challengers before facing the Street Profits on the December 2nd SmackDown. Of course, the card is always subject to change, but right now it appears that Morgan's Cinderella title reign will survive past tonight's match with Rousey. Over to Impact, as last night was the company's Bound for Glory pay-per-view and saw the debut of Fandango. Now going by Dirty Dango, the former dancing superstar confronted fellow WWE alum Brian Myers, aka Kurt Hawkins, answering his Digital Media Championship Open Challenge. After joining WWE way back in 2006, Fandango spent 15 years with the company until his release, but he now has a new home with Impact Wrestling. For the past month, WWE has been piquing the interest of fans with their White Rabbit teases and the QR codes that have had fans deciphering clues. Many fans believe that the White Rabbit is Bray Wyatt, and WWE dropped another tease of the former Universal Champion last night. Scanning the latest QR code on SmackDown, fans saw a video of the three little pigs from Disney's Pfeiffer Pigs cartoon, but for the briefest of moments, Huskus the pig could be seen. Huskus was part of the Firefly Funhouse during Wyatt's final years with WWE and was actually inspired by the Pfeiffer Pigs, and a voiceover in the video repeated the phrase, "Let me in," which is also synonymous with Bray. This video came mere hours after Wyatt's theme song, appropriately titled "Let Me In," was put back on Spotify, another sign of his WWE return. It wasn't just a QR code this week, as for the first time ever, a White Rabbit teaser video actually played during an episode of WWE TV. This video saw the White Rabbit running through a forest until a portal in the ground caused him to fall, followed by a few riddles and the text, "Tomorrow night, 10/8/22." As expected, the White Rabbit is expected to be revealed on tonight's Extreme Rules event, and WWE even had someone in a White Rabbit costume walking around the arena, according to fans at last night's Smackdown. Wyatt's release last year caused a lot of backlash from fans as Bray was still massively popular, and it appears that his return is mere hours away. This week's Smackdown also saw the main roster debut of Legado del Fantasma, but with one notable change. When Hit Row were making their way to the ring, the group was jumped by three people in lucha masks, later revealed to be the group, and they were joined by Zelina Vega. Sporting a new blonde look, Vega is seemingly replacing Elektra Lopez, who was part of Legado del Fantasma in NXT, but wasn't called up. On Twitter, fans expressed their excitement to see the group on SmackDown, with some even suggesting that the group should feud with the Bloodline. Others were excited to see Vega back on TV, as it's been months since she last wrestled due to an injury she suffered back in April. While fans were excited to see her, some did question why she was with the group instead of Elektra Lopez, who we presume will now have to forge her own identity in NXT outside of the group. Whatever the reason, Vega is here to stay, and so is Legado del Fantasma, in the latest bold move for the Triple H era of programming. In 2020, WWE began what would become 2 long years of mass releases, with dozens of superstars at a time being cut from the company. These bulk releases, allegedly due to budget cuts, did not go down well with fans, especially as WWE was hosting record profits at the time, but one person who was pretty pleased is Tony Khan. When WWE decided to rid themselves of talent, Khan decided to sign many of them to AEW and told Ariel Helwani that the competition's choice greatly benefited him. There's probably a bit more similarity in what we're looking for in terms of the profile of a free agent, which I think is already going to start being a thing. I think we're looking at more similar people. There was definitely something happening this year where there were wrestlers being released from there that came here that I definitely believe belong on national television that are huge stars in AEW. I think we were the benefit. The benefit of that was for AEW. AEW is home to several former WWE superstars with names like Miro, Ruby Soho, and others all being part of these mass releases, and time will tell who's next that Khan has his eye on. Since leaving WWE in 2020, Renee Paquette has kept busy hosting her podcast, The Sessions, launching a cookbook, and becoming a mother. Now, the former WWE commentator has even more on her plate, as she will also be working with the Cincinnati Bengals. On Twitter, the NFL team confirmed that Paquette will be working with them moving forward and will be part of a new series about the team. There's no word on when the new series titled Renee All Day will launch, but this is just the latest of a long line of impressive roles for the Canadian. One name who wasn't mentioned during the recent commentary changes was Pat McAfee, who is currently on hiatus from WWE. McAfee has been missing due to his role with ESPN's College Game Day, and some fans were worried that the recent changes have marked an end to his commentary career. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, that isn't the case, as the plan backstage is for McAfee to return to the company in January and be a part of SmackDown once more. The specific wording of the report said that Pat will rejoin the team on SmackDown, but it's unclear if he'll join the team of Michael Cole and Wade Barrett, or if he'll be replacing the latter. All we know is that WWE will be bringing McAfee back when the time is right, and given how popular he's been as a commentator, that's a smart call for the company. And we're ending today with WWE's recent commentary changes, as it was announced this week that Raw, SmackDown, and NXT will have new teams. Not long after, Jimmy Smith confirmed his exit from WWE after previously calling the action on Raw, but he's not the only person cut. As first reported by PW Insider, WWE has released Nigel McGuinness, who joined WWE back in 2016. Formerly known as Desmond Wolfe in TNA, McGuinness initially worked with NXT UK and provided commentary for NXT Level Up until this week. Now McGuinness will have to find work elsewhere, but with the years of experience the former ROH World Champion has, we imagine there's no shortage of companies interested in him. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.